Tomorrow is the Elimination Chamber. They're going to be in Toronto. But tonight, on a Friday night, we're going to have predictions for the Elimination Chamber. It's a 4-match card with a segment, and we're going to talk about it here on the Big Pop Theory podcast. Let's take down this graphic. That's fantastic. We started as 4, and now we're 3. But I'm one of your hosts. I'm the great Grand Slam Poobah. He is tickled here. We have the Usius Haitian Jean Baptiste. We have the casual, our favorite Mark. Mark wins, and let's bring him back in. You want us to bring you back in, sir? Okay, we're going to bring him back in. We have the smartest man in the room, Rich Kings. Gentlemen,
you need to drink more water.
What happened?
Where did that come from?
I don't know. Do not ask me question. You need to drink the water.
Okay, first off, let me fix this. Thank you. But I want to thank you, gentlemen, for joining me on a Friday night. Elimination Chamber is tomorrow. I'm sorry, I'm already stuttering. But Elimination Chamber is tomorrow. Mark wins. Something that you said when I said, hey, would you like to do this show? They were like, the road to WrestleMania continues. And yes, the road to WrestleMania continues. I'm excited to talk about it with you guys. We got already in the chat, we got George Samuel Lewis. Samuel Lewis, I want to say thank you for being here. And I also want to sit here and say, I saw you on Tuesday. I wasn't live for the NXT review show. And he said to me, no, he didn't say to me, but he said in the chat, he said, oh, bad guy's not here because JC Jane was on the show. I want you to know the rivalry continues. I'll see you on Tuesday, and I'll continue my rant. But, guys, the Elimination Chamber is tomorrow. So how are we feeling about this Elimination Chamber, and how are we feeling about this card? We'll start with you, Jean Baptiste.
I'm looking forward to a few matches on this card. The build-up has been, I want to say, interesting. Very interesting build-up to some of these matches. For the most part, it's maybe 1 or 2 I'm looking forward to for the most part. But yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good show.
Let me ask, what are the 1 or 2 matches you're looking forward to?
The unsanctioned match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, because I feel like we're probably going to see the return of Orton. And I'm looking forward to the men's elimination chamber because I really want to see who's going to face Cody Rhodes.
Can't wait to talk.
If Cena's going to do it. So that's definitely going to be one of the things that I can't wait for that discussion.
Rich Kings, smartest man in the room. What do you? This guy got $1 million smile. Like, how do you compete with this guy? But handsome. What are we thinking about this card?
Yeah, actually, not too bad of a card. Looking forward to the Elimination Chambers matches, of course. I was actually just watching that documentary of the Elimination Chamber, the first one, and how Triple H and RVD was talking about how he did have that jump. To hit that, he hit Triple H.
Yeah.
I mean, the road to WrestleMania continues, and I'm looking for both of the Elimination Chamber matches. To be honest,
let me ask you real quick because I don't think I've ever saw this documentary. Is it on Peacock?
Honestly, I found it on X, and I kept watching it. So let me get it to you after.
Please do.
WWE Network. I think it's on the network.
Or Peacock, because we don't here in America we don't have the network anymore. I think it's really more overseas. Which I honestly miss the network. I'll be probably the first person to say it, but it was so much easier when you was able to find things that you wanted to find. So I wish we did have the network. Totally. Mark wins the casual, sir. How do you feel about this card?
So I've actually low key been watching a couple of Elimination Chamber matches by accident, where Rich Kings is watching the documentary of the first Elimination Chamber. I actually did watch it. It was on it popped up on my YouTube feed from the WWE Vault. I also think that the documentary that he's talking about is also on the WWE Vault, but I have to check that later.
Sure.
There was another one I watched. I think I also watched the first women's. Well, by watched, I want to say like it was in the background or something. Like not that the match was boring, but I was like in between a bunch of other things. Life's been interesting, good but interesting. But I'm rambling. As far as the matches I'm most interested in for tomorrow night, definitely the Elimination Chamber matches because I'm over the Elimination Chamber match in a good way. I'm high on it, so I'm ready.
Let me ask you guys this. And I know Jean Baptiste, you was the one of the first people in this room, so you got the chance to see what a little bit of the lineup was looking like here. So I'm going to ask you, Rich Kings and Mark Wins, because I know you guys didn't get a chance of this. But before we talk about the Elimination Chamber, real quick, I want to say shout out to Jeffrey and George. Thank you for joining us on a Friday afternoon. We very much appreciate it. And is that gang signs? Are you throwing gang signs? Is that what that's what's happening?
For Max.
We have a gangbanger on our hand. So let's talk about this. And I can't wait.
Left side, but only on the Chris side. Yeah, that's the Chris side. Ain't no other way to change.
Wow, this is probably the last time I do anything with you guys, but I say that all the time, and then we do stuff. It reminds me of Jean Baptiste when I would beat him in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and he's like, Wesker, you failed me for the last time, and he picked him again. And it was always great. But I'm interested in what you guys think about this thing before we talk about the Elimination Chamber. And also, too, you guys in the chat, please let me know what you think about this list. So Sports Illustrated had this list, and it said, oh, it didn't come up. I'm sorry. Give me a second. And it was the top 10 women.
A dreadful list.
Okay. Wow. You immediately interrupted me. Thank you. But I do want to hear, because I'm going to start with you, one Rich Kings, because he immediately said he is not happy. But we have.
This is trash.
Hold on. Okay. And I want to hear your thoughts. But let me run this down real quick before I'll give it to Rich Kings and then one Jean Baptiste here. Not this list. Let's talk again. I'm sorry. I didn't talk about this list. I got a chance. This is my first time getting an opportunity to talk about this. So let's talk about this. Top 10. It was the top 10 women of WWE history. We had Alonza Blaze. I felt like I'm saying no, Bianca Belair, Asuka, Chyna, Bayley. Number 5, Mercedes Moné. 4 is Lita. Trish is 3. 2 is Charlotte. And number 1 is Becky Lynch. Becky over. Okay, Jeffrey is making it clear that Becky. I'll admit this. Becky would have not been my number 1. I'm not going to say Trish would have been number 1 for me. Trish has definitely grown for me. But I want to hear your thoughts here, Rich Kings. You said this list is trash. Please take the floor.
Well, I'll say this. I think there's a lot of recency bias with this list, right? So I do think that Becky should not be number 1. In my opinion, Trish should be number 1. You think about the things that she had to do in the pioneering of the hardcore matches, and I know that we did have the Elimination Chamber and Hell in a Cell, the women's matches. I'm sorry that didn't happen in her generation, but when she got put through the first hardcore match with Victoria and others, it was good. I think she's somebody that changed from being like a diva to be from a manager into being like an amazing wrestler. First ballot Hall of Famer. Didn't have the talent. I think that Becky, Charlotte, Sasha, they have a different type of generation, right? So the people that they have to go against, they're able to truly show their skill set. When you think about what Trish, it's only like Jazz, Victoria, Lita, 4 people at best.
I would throw Gail Kim in there. She wasn't there long, but I'd throw in Gail Kim.
I would throw Gail Kim.
But working with
Molly, I think Molly Holly too. I think Molly Holly gets overlooked a lot. If I can say that,
you can definitely throw Beth Phoenix in there.
Beth Phoenix didn't get an opportunity to work with her enough, so that's I can't include that. I cannot.
No, I won't include that. But this is my point with that. I don't think that the people that she had a chance to work with was able to help catapult her as the people that we see Charlotte, the Becky, Sasha working with. All those people are in there. And Jeffrey, love those names, but none of those names made the list, unfortunately, in their estimation, right? So it's almost like she was wrestling with people that just were not as good, but she was able to still carry them, in my opinion. So
if I can throw something in there real quick, and Shay Sawyer, if she was here, I think she would do a fantastic job in talking about this stuff. But something to remind you, mentioning something about Trish Stratus, right? Now, I was more of a leader guy than Trish, and anybody else there, or am I walling?
No, that's an echo. Who's messing up?
No. I get what's going on here. All right, cool. But I just wanted to throw real quick on what he was saying, because the add to with the Trish Stratus thing, he worked with Christy Hemme. It was WrestleMania 21, and that was probably Christy Hemmen's best match. And that was credit to. I mean, I know she held her own, talking about Christy, but Trish really made that look good, and made you even believe she was going to lose the title.
Yeah, So this is my point. Like, she had to work with people that was not in her, I guess, wrestling class, was able to bring them or level them up. So, and I think there was a sizable gap when she left to what we finally got with the Women's Revolution. So, saying all to say, to me, obviously, clearly, based on my soliloquy, she's number one. Number two would be Charlotte Flair, just because of just the championship reign is always relevant. I don't think there's almost, has she went 3 months without holding the belt, it seems like? Probably not. So, Charlotte's up there, and for me, number 3 would be Sasha Banks, followed by number 4 would be Becky Lynch. So, I think that when you think about all, like, the winning, Sasha Banks is do all the winning, but when you think about her quality of matches, and we're talking about wrestlers of all time, I think that her quality of matches, her wrestling, her mic skills, everything, all the above, pushing number 3 for me. So that's what happened. That's my top 4.
Ooh, I like that. Jean Baptiste, please take the floor.
I wasn't a fan of that list at all because while I agree about Trish Stratus accolades, I would say I'd probably put Lita over Trish Stratus. Funny enough, like I would, because as much as you want, if you want to go on accolades from manager to wrestler, yes, she did a great job. But Lita was kind of already doing that, fondling around and messing with the men. Her storylines were kind of beastly for what it was.
I mean,
her
how far are we
wrestling
going
style.
back here? Are we going back to the Hardy Boys or going back to
S.A. Rios? I would probably start back with the S.A. Rios era because she was definitely flying and interfering in matches. But I'd probably say her best work would be with the Hardy Boys because she was definitely doing all that crazy Team Extreme business, and that moonsault was actually pretty dope too. But Trish is definitely right behind Lita. I would definitely put Asuka over Charlotte Flair. Asuka definitely needs to be up there. As far as top 4, and this is probably biased because I've never really cared for Charlotte Flair. Not to say she's just a bad wrestler, but I guess she's probably been shoved in my face way too much. And I feel like they're just pushing her title range just to beat her dad's record before Cena does. So I could care less for Charlotte Flair. Was Bayley even on that list? Like, it's criminal.
Yeah, she was.
She was number 5 on that list?
No, I got you. Hold on. Take a look at this. She was
number
6.
Nah. And then China's on number 7? Chill. Nah. We ain't gonna ignore China's accolades either. Like, this woman was bodying men. Like, stop that. No, we're not gonna do that. Chill. China needs to be further up that list. Asuka needs to be further up that list. I don't know who number 10 is. That was in a complete 2 generations before I ever started watching.
Well, Jeffrey, what's your top 4?
Top 4?
China apparently is Medusa.
Yeah, that is Medusa. Yeah, that's Medusa.
Off that list I see, that top 4 would have been China, Lita, Trish, and Asuka would have been top 4 for me off rip. No, Bayley. I put Bayley before Asuka. I would definitely put Bayley before Asuka.
Okay. Do you have any conversation here, Mr. Wins?
I have a few thoughts.
Let's hear them. We love to hear them.
My thoughts are not so much on the order, but more on who's missing. And I have to remember that the list said WWE wrestlers, right? Because maybe Victoria didn't have a long enough tenure in WWE. Maybe Mickie James, although I'm pretty sure she had a long enough tenure, but maybe she didn't have a long enough tenure. Jacqueline maybe didn't have a long enough tenure. Like,
Jacqueline was there for a minute. Like, she was there for a minute. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to give this list the benefit of the doubt because I don't know enough, and I'm not saying it didn't trigger me enough to be like, all right, let me do the research and see what's going on and blah 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 blah. It didn't do that enough for me. But like, now that we brought the list up, it's like I see some names. I see these names, and it's like, that's interesting that they're not there. And I kind of sort of have to agree with JD Kings, where it's like there may be some recency bias, but I don't know. It's a list. And
it's a list.
I don't, like I said, the order doesn't bother me too much because, like, you can take those names. I think that you can take those names and you can order them in several different ways and come up with several different justifications for the order. But what stood out to me personally were the missing names. That's when I was like,
What were some of the missing names? What were some of those missing names?
Oh yeah, like I said, Mickey James, Jack.
Oh, you said okay. And you're right about that, Jeffrey. He says Victoria left in 2009. Yeah, she left in 2009. That's crazy because it was it 09? Because now I'm questioning it. But no. I don't think she left in no. I don't think she left in 09.
Earlier, right? Because she was in
No. She left like 2011 because she was in like the last SVR one of the last SVR games. So like if it was, she was in it and like I felt like she debuted in 20. Someone fact check that for me.
All right, she was definitely in TNA before TNA went to shit in 2010.
You know what? 09. Or you know what? 09. This sounds about right because SVR 09, and that had Candice Michelle and all that. Okay. No, you know what it is? It's hard to remember all this stuff. It's
I understand, but like I remember because like her theme in TNA, yeah, it's kind of my jam.
Oh, you like that?
I do like that. I do like that song.
I do think someone,
and that's why I know, like, whether or not I don't know the exact year, but she was definitely there before 2010. Easy.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you. But like she, okay, and Jeffrey, thank you for this. He's mentioning that she faced Michelle McCool in that match. So thank you for that because it's hard to remember all these like wrestling things. But like I remember she was in an SVR game. And it was like her last one. But Victoria is someone who should be talked about, and I love that Jeffrey mentioned Jazz. Rich Kings can JD Kings can speak on this because when we were younger and we would watch wrestling, and I'll say for myself, like she wasn't a fave, but I was like, yo, she's beating the hell out of these girls. Who is this girl? Like there was a triple threat match at WrestleMania 18, and it was her against Trish and Lita. And I'll never forget what if you said what upset you. I said, why did she pin Lita? But to be fair, it was in Canada, and it wasn't going to have Trish lose in Canada, so I get it. But when I look at this list, I'm not angry at it, but I would change things about it. And Jeffrey says to YouTube to thank you. Hey, listen, however you can find out these things, it's hard to keep all this wrestling knowledge. Yeah.
I think we don't talk about Jazz enough, only because like she had a more masculine.
No, I don't. I disagree with that because you could say that about China.
Yeah, but China. So with China is different. China was, I think, the first female who captured a man's title. Like she won the Intercontinental title. So it's like even though.
Okay. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
When it comes to like China, like there's certain wrestlers like China. No matter what she looked like, she's always going to stand the test of time because she was one of the very few women that would tangle with men and won men world championships. Whether we like her or not, what's that lady from TNA that I can't remember her name right now? Tessa Blanchard. She won the TNA world title. She cemented her legacy, even though she's a running scumbag. You can't forget about her either. With Jacqueline,
Tessa Blanchard. Wasn't she?
There's controversy with Tessa. There's controversy with her. Like as soon as you said that, I was like, yeah, there's things that I'm not interested in digging deep into that. But yeah, there's controversy.
I'm just saying what it is. And then China, like China's dominating both female and male. The only other person I know I can think of that's done that was Awesome Kong. And because Awesome Kong wasn't in WWE long enough.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you this. If Jazz was going against the men, would you not believe that she could beat these men up?
I believe she can beat the cruiserweights. That's about all. China is tackling on cruiserweights and mid-carders. And I used to say this all the time when it came to Awesome Kong. She dominated the women's division and a majority of the X division.
Jeffrey mentioned this as well. Jeffrey mentioned Jacqueline.
Yeah, that's right. She beat Chavo Guerrero. She beat Chavo Guerrero, I think. If I'm correct with that.
You're absolutely correct about that. So I don't think it's about winning men titles. I just think about what you did. And now I hear what people saying that China should have been higher, but I think there's other women that has surpassed her. It can't just be she beat up the men and all that stuff. It's about what did you do?
I'm not saying she got surpassed, but we're talking about of all time.
Yeah, because we're talking about impact.
So, all right, if we're talking about impact of all time, then China's up there, probably top of the list.
And that's why she's on top 10 of like. So here's the thing, right? Once again, like I said earlier, you can argue the order in 1,000 different ways. But at the end of the day, yes, China's top 10. Like out of numerous millions and millions of female wrestlers. Of female wrestlers that have wrestled in the WWE. Maybe it's not millions because I said WWE. I'll limit it to that. But like, yeah, top 10 is not bad for China. Like now, if you want to argue,
But-
she should be higher, that makes sense. You could also argue that she should be lower because maybe somebody else on the list had a little bit more impact than China. I don't know. Like I said, for me personally, not to cut you off, I apologize for cutting you off. But like I said, for me personally, it was more the missing names. But like.
But I do want to get into this card real quick because we have four matches in a segment, and we already went 20 minutes. I just want to have a way to get the blood pumping, and I feel like the blood is definitely pumping. So let's get into this. We have 2 Elimination Chamber matches. The first one is going to be, I'm assuming the women is going to open. I don't know. But we have Roxanne Perez, Bayley, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, newly won Women's Tag Team Champion. Thank you, Alexa. Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair. You know, we talked about.
What's going on, Shay?
One Shay Sawyer. She is in the house. Miss Sawyer, how are you? She would love to have been here, but I know I'm going to hear from her from the audio podcast. So shout out to one Shay Sawyer. I'm going to give her a 2 sweet. So boom. But we have these 6 women going in the Elimination Chamber. I'm gonna do JD Kinks. Are you there? Because I don't know. It looked like you're in Gotham. Okay, there he is. I love my friends. These are people I've been friends for 20 years. These are people I've been friends for 20 years. Well, me and Jeff, we've been friends. I'm sorry, Jean Baptiste. We've been friends since we fought Kratos.
I remember that. That was a tough fight too.
That was a tough fight. Yeah, I sent him to do everything, and I had a goat. But I'm going to give you the floor here first. No, you know what? No. I'm not going to give it to the guys who have been watching us. I'm going to give it the floor to you, Mark Wins, the casual, the greatest casual of all time, my second favorite ball-headed guy.
Like my purple?
Because I like Vin Diesel. No, I'm just joking. I hate him.
Black.
But
Okay.
Jeffrey said, how long? I'm sorry, you gotta remember this guy's actual shoot name is your name, dude. So but we've been friends for a long time. You are my best friend. We made Gingerbread Men together. So let's freaking go. But Mark Wins. We have these 6 women going out here. What do you got here? Who you got taking? I'm sorry, are you in the Soul Stone? Like, what is happening here?
You know what? The Soul Stone is pretty bad. Hold on a second.
Okay, here we go. And then he muted himself. Fantastic. But Mr. Mark Wins, what do you got for this match? Who you got taking it all?
So I think I was gonna go with my default answer of Bianca Belair, but then I saw someone in the comments. Yeah, George has said that he thinks that Jade Cargill is gonna show up and cost Bianca the match, and
George said that? Hold on.
George said, yeah, at 8:54 p.m. So I saw that and I was like, I don't know what the story is there, but that sounds like a WrestleMania match, low key. That sounds like a real good WrestleMania match, low key. So I don't know because I don't know who else is in the match. Who else is in the match is
Alexa Bliss. You have Alexa Bliss.
I'm glad you said it because if I say my Alexa goes off every chance. Go ahead.
Bianca
This is the card.
Belair, I think Bayley, one of the NXT women. Oh, there it is. Sorry.
Okay, it's Roxanne Perez
and Liv Morgan. Oh,
yes.
Wow. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go Bayley. Although, we know Naomi's not gonna win it. It was just a sad story. I feel like Naomi is just not wrong. I feel like they don't let Naomi.
Hold on, before you continue. Sorry to interrupt. Just remember, keep in mind, whoever wins this is challenging Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's title. So let's keep that in mind as well.
Okay. So yeah, then it's definitely not Naomi because, to my knowledge, she doesn't really have anything going on against Rhea Ripley at the moment. So it doesn't really make sense to thrust her into that. It seems more like either a Bayley or a Liv Morgan thing. You know, my gut's actually saying Liv Morgan. I'm gonna go Liv Morgan. That's
I pray not. I pray not. Not that shit again. Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm sorry, Jean Baptiste. You want to take the floor?
Dark horse pick, Roxanne Perez. I don't know why.
Wow.
Roxanne Perez. That dark horse pick. Winner. Wow. I feel like Jade Cargill and Naomi are going to get tossed out because this whole who attacked Jade Cargill is about to literally drop. So I don't see any of those two winning. I feel like Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley has outplayed its course. So it literally comes down to Alexa Bliss or Bayley. I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say probably Bayley. Bayley wins.
Wait,
but
I have a question.
You know what? Oh, go ahead, sir. Please.
I
was gonna say, where's the question?
Yeah. Did Alexa Bliss before Alexa Bliss left? Was she holding a title?
No.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know.
Who was holding it? Was Charlotte holding it at the time?
I don't know.
I forget it. I mean, she was going for like 2 years. I'm sorry, I barely remember what I did 5 minutes ago, and I've been sitting here.
No, I just want to
feud before she left. No, you know what? I'm lying. Bianca Belair had it because that was around the time where they were saying she might join Uncle Howdy, and then before that even kicked off, she got pregnant, went off, and
not Howdy. It was more Bray.
Yeah. Uncle Howdy was really the mastermind behind it all, but it was hinted that she was going to rejoin. As a matter of fact, she was doing Sister Abigail or teasing Sister Abigail. So at the time, it was Bianca Belair. So no, she didn't hold a major title because she lost that match, got pregnant, left. She was supposed to come back, but the tragic thing with Bray Wyatt happened.
Right.
And it was so rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. Still missed. But yeah, I would say probably Alexa Bliss and dark horse pick definitely.
I have SmackDown on. It's muted, but it said it returned to Perth in Australia this year. I don't know what event is going on. It just says return to Perth. I just wanted to say that. JD, are you still with us, sir? Okay, there he is. There he is. Oh, what do you? Is that a god?
I don't know what's going on. Like I'm like Undertaker. I'm reappearing. I'm disappearing.
You are the Undertaker, the Underking.
I love it. Or I could be King from Tekken. That's what we do. All right, so
no, I'm King from Tekken. You're Paul. Gene can be gone. That you remember that little dinosaur from Tekken 3?
Nah, he can't be gone.
Yeah, no.
This is broken though.
No.
That was like the most broken character of that game.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That character was OD. No, we're just gonna make Gene Kuma, and that's it.
Oh, the bear? Yeah, he does look like a bear. You are a bear. I can't bear with you. That was funny. I don't care. The chat appreciate my humor. But go ahead.
Of course, I'm Harangue.
So honestly,
I hate him.
I'm thinking this is like the sober. Everybody besides Liv Morgan doesn't have a real storyline with Rhea. So I'm picking Alexa Bliss. I think that her coming back.
Wow, really?
Rumble. Yeah. I love the pop.
Holy hell!
I think that she. I don't know if you guys remember. So remember when she was like in her prime, like not that she's not her prime anymore, but when she was hot and fresh, is that she could not. She was like Charlotte Flair. She almost had a freaking belt. Like what? Another belt? Like what happened? So she's so far removed from that. So I would say that they're trying to bring that back. Well, you laughing at somebody in the chat? But again,
no, I'm laughing at you because you said like she always had a belt. Like it's almost a problem. I'm pretty sure people are like. I always figured if 2K could really be real life for me, they would hate my character because I always had a belt, and I didn't care. But go ahead.
Yeah, like she lives with a belt. Like she's like the action figure. She comes with a belt to the ring. Like it's like here you go again.
What? Action figure with the accessory, not with the accessory.
With the accessory. Listen, remember she won Money in the Bank and cashed it immediately and won the damn title.
She
always
did.
had a belt. Like
That was ridiculous, actually.
right. So when you think about her back then, and she fell off it's been a precipitous dip. When you think about always having a belt to not having anything,
That's damn good. That was a damn good sentence you put together. I feel very like I need to read a book, but go ahead.
The return of Alexa Bliss. I'm picking her, and if I were going to pick it too, since everybody's picking two people here.
I mean, I feel. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, we're not worthy for a second pick.
You know, I hear what you guys are saying here, and everything like this. So I'm going to tell my pick, but do you guys want to know who should really win this?
Who
should really win this? Naomi?
JC Jane.
JC Jane.
Thank you. Absolutely.
We can't talk about someone who's not relevant.
I hate that I gave you control here, and I want you to know I'm going to fix this because how dare you sit here and interrupt me? But here's my actual pick here.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was me when I first started working at my job, and I was trying to make sure I had the right amount of coins. But
Jane is equivalent to Hurricane Helms when he came out.
I'm sorry. Whose man's is this? Who's talking? Who said that?
This is a genius. A genius.
No. I'm sorry. I've lied to people. I said smartest guy in the room, and I should have said absolutely not. How can he be there when I'm standing here? That's right. Disappear.
You're lying.
I want you to understand. You collect alligator poop.
I feel like we only got 2 seconds left.
I know, right? This guy has ruined everything. You just ruined everything. You're literally 3 centuries of embarrassment. How dare you do that to me? But here's my actual pick here. I do want to say my actual pick here. I hear what you're saying. You said one of you guys said Bayley, and I see Roxanne and Bayley canceling each other out. So I can't see that being a thing. And for me, Liv and Rhea, they have done pretty much everything. Like, I feel like when they face each other at the debut episode on Raw on Netflix, that's it. They shouldn't even see each other again for another year or something like that, or months. I don't know. So for me, I just got to go with, and I see why Bayley seemed like a great pick, but I'm going to go with Bianca Belair. It's hard for me to bet against her. So I'm going to go Bianca. I don't think we see Jade. I was going to ask that. Do you guys see Jade showing up? I don't think she should show up. I think she should show up like on an episode of SmackDown or something like that. But that's my pick. Bianca Belair.
It's hard to say because you got 2 potential great WrestleMania matches in Bianca versus Rhea, which I'm pretty sure people were foaming at the mouth for a couple of years back. Probably they
still kind of want to do that. I mean, I think of like Bianca and Rhea kind of being like
the 2 dominant forces of their brands. In all honesty,
and almost like I'm sorry, I wanted to just say real quick, like how like John Cena and Batista was once upon a time. You know how they kind of separated them, and then eventually they wanted to put them together because that was kind of the big thing. They were like, "Hey, let's save this for." So what? 05 is when they reached the mountaintop, and then 08 they had that match at SummerSlam, and Batista won surprisingly because John Cena was beating everybody. But like, you get what I'm saying? Am I being clear?
No, you're not being unfair. But you also got to remember, there's still another big potential match in Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair, which is another one.
But let me. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. My apologies, Mr. Baptiste. But do you feel like? Are we ready to get a Bianca and Jade match?
I don't think Jade's ready. Like in all honesty, and it's not to say that she's bad. No, she's gotten better, but I don't think she's ready yet. I don't think. I don't like put it this way. Do I feel like she can be a main eventer solo? Yes. Now, no, not ready yet.
What about Mark Wins? I don't know how much have you seen of Miss Cargill. But first off, I just want to say she's stronger than all 4 of us together. But I don't know. Have you seen any of her stuff?
Not recently, because I feel like did she not make an appearance recently, or was that?
No, she's been out. I want to say since November.
Yeah, November when she got attacked.
Okay.
So, I mean, like I feel like. At some point, we have to sit there and say, all right, what do we want Jade Cargill to be? Do we want her to be a technical wrestler? Do we want her to be like, a safer version of like
Don't you say it. Don't you say it. Don't you
What?
say it. Don't you say it.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say, what's his
Oh.
name? Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, okay.
It's not that. It's all right. So it's when I say she's still green, like you look at her matches, you can tell she's improving. But whenever you can tell Bianca's carrying her, or was carrying her when they were tag champs. She was definitely carrying her. She's improved a lot, but it's not enough for her to say, yeah, she's ready to be out on her own. Like if she does come back and she feuds with whether it be Naomi or Bianca, it could elevate her, but show us that she's actually improved better. Like I've watched a lot of Jade Cargill matches since she's been in the WWE, and you can still see that she messes up every now and then. In almost every match, you'll find a good couple of mistakes, and it's like if you can limit that and get a little bit better and be a little like she seems like she's still a little uncomfortable. Like she's not comfortable enough to be in the main event team by herself yet. If that makes any sense.
No, I think what you're trying to say is like her ring and her in-ring awareness could use some work, and I think that's a fair critique in a lot of ways. I think when I'm not gonna say Bianca carries her, but I think Bianca also helps her, and I think that was the beautiful parent. It was a brilliant idea to pair them together because a lot of people said, "Let's get this match." Meanwhile, it probably wasn't ready to do that, and Bianca was able to help her, and I think that's fantastic. But real quick, and I want you to take the floor, JD Kings, because we'll get into the next match because I know we talked about this a little bit. I want everyone to know she's rude. I want everyone to know that was very rude because that is rude. No, that's not funny. That's probably the most unfunniest thing all of 2020. What year are we in? 2025. I had to remember. The unfunniest thing. Very rude. She does that every chance.
That is the greatest. Yo, shout out to Cap.
No. I'm sorry. Who? Sam Wilson? Sam Wilson in the chat? I had no idea about that.
That's not my Cap.
I want you to know she was ready to fire you.
That's okay. I deserved it. As much as I badmouth Finn Balor, I probably deserved it.
Finn Balor's shoulders is in a serious relationship with the mat. Why is no one saying that?
It will always be in a serious relationship with the mat. Like, let's be real here. Like,
I don't understand the
Finn
Balor stuff because you know why I don't understand the
Finn Balor.
I want to move on to the. Hold on. Oh Lord, I started
Balor stuff because I felt like I was watching the Elimination Chamber match, and mind you, this was from years ago. This man, what happened? He got dominated. It's really bad out here. It's really bad. I don't know what it is with my eyes and Finn Balor, but that's just what happens now. It's like how when you think about a red car and then all you ever see is a red car. I feel like every time I see Finn Balor, he's getting dominated.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at my phone to just let it be known that I'm paying for a fine. So thank you guys. But let's get into the next match here. This is an unsanctioned match. I know I'm gonna give the floor to Mark Wins first here because he was I don't want to say confused, but he had questions about this. This is an unsanctioned match. We have Sami Zayn going against Kevin Owens. To paint a little bit of a picture, yes, and you know what? It's been a minute since these guys faced each other. I think the last time they faced each other, it was on an episode of SmackDown because he was in the Bloodline. But it's been a minute, so to give a little bit of a storyline. I mean, to paint a little bit of a picture here for one, Mark Wins. Mark Wins. You was with me when we went to go see the Royal Rumble. We were at Yep, and I forget what part of the city, but we were in the city. We were watching Yep, and Sammy watched Kevin Owens get his ass kicked. So you know what one Kevin Owens does that following Monday? He power drives Sami Zayn because he's like, yo, bro, you watch me get my ass kicked? Bet. And he power drives him. Now, Mark Wins. I want you to understand this about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They are best friends, but they turn on each other. Kevin Owens turned on Sami Zayn more than Kevin Owens turned on Sami Zayn more. Now, I know you know the history of me and Team.
Who's gonna win?
I want to finish here. I want you, when you hear this about Kevin Owens turned on Sami, who do you think of?
I mean, exactly. It's not even a trick question. Literally, the Grand Slam poobah over here is Kevin Owens. Any chance he got, it was just like, all right, you know what? Yeah, we're a great tag team. We're champions and all, but, screw you, you're getting powerbombed. Or screw you, you're taking a belt to the back of the head. Or you know what? I'm going to kick you in the face and watch you get pinned. You pulled the great. Aside of Mike Tyson's betrayal, your betrayal is right behind his multiple times.
Well, can I say why I've turned on you?
Go ahead, please. Let's let the world know.
Because you're prettier than me.
You're lying.
And you know what? Absolutely, because I'm too beautiful. I've turned on you because you was holding me back, and I have.
Yo, the Mike.
You won't get nothing except a red cup
The Mike.
Will it be filled?
of my piss.
What?
What a fowler!
Yo, the Mike Tyson betrayal is so.
But go ahead,
good.
take the floor. What do you who do you got in this match?
Mike Tyson, because he really like cracked this guy. Like before AI was like a thing, like he really went into business for his own. He cracked him, and it was like, nah, I'm done.
I
It was
kid you not. I love this story, and I kid you not. Chat have no idea what's going on. It's such an insight, but it's a funny insight, and maybe one day I'll tell you guys in the chat or why it's so hilarious. But who's winning between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? Damn it!
All right, so
Poor JD King. He said, "I came here to talk about some damn wrestling."
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Kevin Owens. I know, like the last time I was here, I was like, man, Kevin Owens is the new Finn Balor because every time I see him, he gets dominated. But like, I don't think if Kevin Owens is the one that turned on Sami Zayn, that implies that he's the heel. And if he's the heel, then the idea is we gotta have the heel win now. Well, I mean, I guess I could do it the other way around, but like the heel should win now, and then they just continue this into WrestleMania somehow. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but that sounds like the play. Like that doesn't, because like I don't think if this is if this is like the very beginning of the storyline, it doesn't end at Elimination Chamber. No, this is the road to WrestleMania. This is going to continue at WrestleMania in some way, shape, or form. And I get it. It's an unsanctioned match, whatever that means. I don't know. I saw the title of this match, and I was like, what do you mean unsanctioned? Like you're sanctioning it. You're sanctioning an unsanctioned match. I'm not going to go too deep in it because like I said, I'm pretty sure there are other unsanctioned matches that have been.
They have.
Yeah. So it's like it's just, I guess it's just another creative way of saying a no disqualification match. So
it's their way of saying the Russian from Rocky IV. If he dies, he dies.
Yeah, I don't agree with that because I feel like if somebody really get hurt, they still gonna have to. Well, I don't know how the contract structure work, but assuming
so one of the things they try to structure real quick because I saw the glass. What do you have in the glass? That looked like wine.
Yes, Taylor Port Black.
Ooh, okay, all right. It's that kind of party.
Blue in mine.
Huh?
I got Johnny Walker Blue in mine.
Oh, so Johnny's walking away from you like everybody else. Fantastic. And I'm proud of that joke. I don't care. I was proud of that. But I do want to say, I do. Don't speak for everybody. I'm a national treasure. But one, JD King,
you're lying.
Please take. Great. Just keep interrupting as I try to host the show. But JD King, please take the floor. I know JD, he's been itching to talk. He's been more patient than everybody else here. So JD King, please take the floor. What do you got here between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens?
No, I enjoy hearing you guys talk here about this match. But what I would say is, I think Sami Zayn should win this match. When I think about the history of these two, I don't know. I can't remember the last time Sami Zayn won in a major pay-per-view event. Help me out here. When's the last time he won in a major pay-per-view event against Kevin Owens? And the thing is, he's been losing and losing and losing to Kevin Owens recently on pay-per-view events. So I'm not a fan of that. So I think when you're thinking of how he kind of changed his career last year, this is the same we're talking about, right? He beat Gunther. He had this little bit of a run. He was all over the storyline. He had the whole thing with the bloodline, back with the bloodline. It doesn't make sense for him to lose the match, right? So I think he did his fair share of losing at the beginning of his career when it came down to this feud.
Sure.
And what I would say is this. Yeah, Kevin Owens, you're a little mad that he watched you get beat up, but How many times has Kevin Owens watched Sami Zayn get owned and dominated? And that's
Good.
the
How many times?
Sami
Great.
Zayn came back and saved him over the bloodline. So, like, relax a minute, Kevin.
No. Hold up. No. You gotta remember, Sammy actually at one point portrayed Kevin Owens just to side with the bloodline. It was as it was towards later on that he was like.
But it was time.
It was a good reason. It was a good reason. How many times has Kevin Owens just turned around and just said, "Great job, Sammy"? Powerbomb right on the apron.
I mean, he didn't do that all the time, but he did portray him a lot. Like, if you're talking about that, that was the one time he did that on NXT, unless there was another time on the main roster. But I don't.
When they were teamed on SmackDown, and he betrayed them, and they had that WrestleMania match.
They wasn't a team at that point. No.
Yes, they were.
They were not.
All right, we're gonna look this up.
Look it up. They were not. They were the opposite. Sammy was a heel. Kevin Owens was a face. You're talking about that WrestleMania match that they had, and Logan Paul was there.
I'm talking about when they this will happen maybe after, I want to say, Survivor Series, because they were like a little bit of a makeshift team with him. But I guess when the Shield and Kurt Angle and all of them interrupted, were they not a team at that point?
They were a team. Yeah,
that's what
they were. Yeah. Kevin Owens actually turned
on him.
Yeah, Kevin Owens was the one who turned. Yes. Yeah, it was Kevin Owens who turned. I remember that now.
Jeffrey in the chat, please to clarify that, because like I know eventually they separated, but I don't remember him turning.
That was through Kevin Owens.
I'm not gonna lie, even if it is, and that's the case, good. And honestly, I'm gonna sit here and go with this. You guys are saying Sami Zayn, and I think you guys are out of your mind. Kevin Owens should get this dub. Kevin Owens lost last month to. Is it last month? I want to make sure I'm getting this right. Yes, because we're going to be in March tomorrow. He lost to Cody Rhodes, and he didn't get a pin or anything like that, but he lost. He lost a major match. Kevin Owens should get this dub. He should beat Sami Zayn.
What's new? Tell me something that's new. When does Kevin Owens have not lost a major match?
Listen, I don't need you to get spicy with me. I gave you the floor. I was kind to you, sir. I love the hoodie.
You took the floor away from me when I was talking.
That's right. Now fall. Plummet.
I'm back on the floor. And I'm letting you know the last time Kevin Owens won something meaningful, it was with Sami Zayn. The next time he's going to win something meaningful might be again with Sami Zayn. So when did he win something meaningful? I'll say Sami Zayn.
Look, right now, all I'm saying is this. I don't know if Randy, I don't know. No, you're saying things, and honestly, I just don't want to hear it. I wish not to hear it. So I'm just going to sit here and go forward and move forward. I think KO should get this win. And also, too, so this is something I do want to throw out your way. Are we getting Randy Orton coming back? Because I think that we're going to get a match. I think we're going to get a match for him.
I was going to get into that whenever my turn came around. But, Orton's going to cost Kevin Owens.
Okay. All right. My boy. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Kevin Owens. Everybody's saying Kevin Owens versus Sammy for WrestleMania, but y'all forgetting there's a way bigger picture. Before he went after Sammy, Randy was the first person to suffer from that pile driver. And if anything, the story's there. He was gone for months. Elimination Chamber. I'm pretty sure Orton's going to come back. Screw Owens, and it's Orton and KO at WrestleMania.
I would hate that. I would hate that so much. I think Kevin Owens should go into this match going with some momentum and looking like he can actually stand toe-to-toe with Randy. I think Kevin Owens should win this. I understand. I'm sorry. I just want to take the floor real quick. I just think Kevin Owens should get this dub. I think he should win, and after he beats Sami Zayn, because right about now, Kevin Owens has lost his mind, and he's like outside of Sami Zayn's house. So he should beat Sami Zayn, and after he beats Sami Zayn, have a beach chair and sit there and go, "Yo, Sami," and just be right there on his lawn. Just because he can do that. So I would go Kevin Owens should get this win over Sami Zayn, because even now, I don't know, and you're right, you're talking about WrestleMania, but you got to remember, in March, we have no pay-per-view going. And I had to be reminded that there's this thing with Sami and Karrion Kross. Where's that going? I don't know. But I think if we're going with Kevin Owens, Randy Orton at Mania, let's go that route. That's the route I would go.
Karrion Kross. If you see Karrion Kross with anybody, just know that person's turning heel eventually. Like every time Karrion Kross has showed up doing some stupidity with any wrestler, they've turned heel. The Miz turned heel. The New Day turned heel. I think he briefly made an appearance behind Seth Rollins, and we're slowly seeing that heel turn. At this point, Karrion Kross is just this one guy that just shows up like, oh, okay, that person's turning heel. All right, we get it.
I would hate that. I honestly would dislike that a lot. But I mean, it's possible. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not. I just would not like that personally. But go ahead, Mark Wentz.
Yeah, you said that Kevin Owens. You said Kevin Owens hurt Randy Orton. That was a real injury, or he just hit him with a powerbomb?
No, it was storyline.
Okay. But it was Randy Orton was the first to get hit with a spike pile driver.
Okay, gotcha. Just checking. Nothing else.
All right, so we getting on to the next match. What's the next match on the card? Because we got for a second.
No, it's all good. Let's get into this match. I mean, I saw these girls earlier into the show. We have the Elimination Chamber. We have Trish and Tiffany Stratton going against Candice LeRae and Nia Jax. So why don't we start with JD King real quick? Do you want to you take your head here, but do you want to take the floor first here?
So this is a fun match, right? So this is like equivalent to Heat back in the day. This is awful. So like, there's no way Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus lose this match. Candice LeRae, I mean,
she's eating the pin.
When's the last time she won anything like meaningful?
She beat no, that's invalid. She beat Bayley on SmackDown. That was obviously from cheating things, but it was recent.
No, he said when was the last time she won anything meaningful?
Beating Bayley is not meaningful?
It's a one-off. We ain't seeing that again. Like that's
I'm confused. Is that not big? Like, is that not? I'm sorry. I thought that was big.
Right. You can't sit there and ask, "Oh, when's the
I
last time
was confused.
Meaningful?" And then you sit there and say, "Oh, well, she beat Bayley," and then you're like, that's a goalpost move.
I'm confused. Like what? And you just said she was going to be in top four. You had her in top four. How can you say that?
Who's the top four?
What didn't Gene say?
He said that Bayley is in the top.
I'm confused.
So that's from Bayley being in the top four to
Yeah,
like
that's inconsistent for me.
No, it's not inconsistent. Look, Finn Balor beat Seth Rollins. What is Finn Balor doing? Enjoying the beautiful relationship he has with the mat.
Finn beat Seth in 2016. He hasn't done that lately.
I just don't.
I don't think that matches up.
Yo, listen, Candice LeRae is nothing meaningful. Period. So yeah, you got a cheap win, but who cares?
Okay, so I'm sorry. Can my
you can let your brain hurt, but what? Hold on.
Let JD talk, please.
All right, I'll just say this real quick. She beat Bayley on SmackDown. Okay, good. So I don't think, long story short, I don't think that Nia Jax and her are winning this match. I'll be very surprised. You have to give Tiffany time some momentum going into the WrestleMania. Sure. And I do think Trish Stratus is not come back to take a L. So, long story short, Trish and Tiff win the match, unless Trish Stratus is turning on Tiffany time. I don't see any other way they win this.
Unless what?
I could do
that. Makes a heel turn. And hits Tiffany Stratton. So I don't see that happening because it's not going into another storyline. So I do think that's going to happen. Trish and Tiff.
Mr. Baptiste, the floor is yours, sir.
Candice LeRae eats the pin unless Charlotte decides to interfere. That's the only way I see them losing. Charlotte would have to interfere. Otherwise, come on now. Or Nia Jax somehow decides to, give them both the Annihilator at the same time again, which would be kind of awesome. But no, yeah, Candice LeRae eats the pin immediately. I don't even see this match going more than 15 minutes.
Mr. Wins?
Yeah, when I saw the match on the card, I don't know. I immediately was like, oh, well, I guess Trish and Tiffany win. Like, I don't know. I don't even know enough. All I know is how credit to Nia Jax for not absolutely destroying. Who was on top when she did the double annihilator?
Stratus was, surprisingly.
Yeah, right. So credit to Nia Jax for being a little extra careful and not absolutely destroying Trish Stratus in that annihilator, because I did see that. That was all over the internet for a little bit. But yeah, nah, I don't know how. Like, I guess there's the interference things that can happen, but for the most, and JD Kings had mentioned if Trish turns on Tiffany for whatever reason, but I don't see them losing. I think that's a I don't know if I would say heat level, but it's definitely
Saturday night main event, maybe.
it's definitely, I think that's definitely going to be the match that it's going to be it's going to be the cool down match in between matches / segments or whatever.
Also, I gotta give this to the IWC. You can all get one big finger, plus a hot douche on your doorstep because I watched them try to slam Nia Jax like, oh, what was that, Annihilator? There's no impact on that. Y'all were complaining when she was hurting people. We were all complaining about that. Now she's safe. She's gotten better, and y'all want to sit there and try. Leave Nia Jax alone. Like, she's gotten better. Deal with it. Like, relax yourselves. She wasn't trying to crush Tiffany Stratton. She wasn't trying to annihilate poor Trish Stratus. Nia Jax knows her size. She knows how big she is. She knows if she drops full weight, she's probably puncturing some lungs.
And she probably didn't recognize like where what it looked like. What it looked like was she had gotten on the rope and like she had tried to jump and she didn't feel comfortable with how she was gonna land, and that's why she was like, I'm gonna just do this real chill. Because obviously she could have done it where like she would have landed and she could have minimized impact, obviously, but she wasn't comfortable with it. And better to not be better safe than sorry, because she would have hurt two people, and that would have ruined her reputation for real. Like, far more than being too safe and making it look like a botch or whatever. It would have ruined her. It would have ruined her reputation for real.
My only thing about it, because I hear what you're saying, Jean Baptiste, and I think that's a fair point. By what you're mentioning, like, you guys, I think it's a fair point. What you're saying is like, look, she didn't hurt anybody. Why are you guys upset? I don't think people wanted her to hurt anybody. It didn't look good. Because even when I saw it, I was like, that didn't look good. But also at the same time, it is what it is. But they were safe, and that's fine. It just didn't look good. That's all.
In all honesty, when you look at it, if you look at that match, and she did that, when you look at the position she was in, because normally anybody who takes an annihilator, I think the bump is normally in the midsection. Am I correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody who takes that bump is usually taking it on the midsection, not anywhere above the chest or anything of that nature.
Sure.
Definitely not the face.
And definitely not the face. So if you look at the position of where Trish and Tiffany were, especially Trish, I guess Nia is. I don't even think she misjudged her jump. I think she hesitated because she saw what Trish was, saw where she was going to land. Yeah. She saw Trish. She saw how she was going to land, and she knew if she landed, she was going to land on Trish's chest. So she just looked and said, "Yeah, nah, I'm going to do this chill," because she knew, and that just shows growth. Old Nia Jax would have just gone for it and just boom. This time, great ring awareness. And she looked and she protected the people that she was working with. So credit to her for that. IWC, with all due respect, eat a fat Frank. No bun, no ketchup, no mustard.
So real quick, my thoughts here real quick about this match here. I agree with you guys about the baby faces going over. No, because we've went 58 minutes and we've gone pretty long, and I want to wrap this up. But I do agree with you guys about the baby faces going over. I just see this as Tiffany having momentum going into WrestleMania. Now, I just want to throw this out here, this caveat here. It would be actually really cool if the heels won. I think it would be great. So Tiffany and Nia Jax are supposed to be having a women's championship match. I don't know if it's on SmackDown or Saturday Night Main Event. And I know I believe we're having a Saturday Night Main Event in March. It would be cool if she got some win. If the heels got the win, and it would be cool if Tiffany wouldn't have to get, because like here's the thing. If Trish Stratus got the pin, and I hear what you guys are saying, like Trish is not going to eat the pin. I hear what you guys are saying, but let me paint a little picture here. How cool would it be if Nia Jax pinned Hall of Famer Trish? Because like here's the thing: if Trish Stratus get pinned, are they going to take her Hall of Fame ring? Are they going to sit here and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we made a mistake," and then just throw it in the river? No, they're not going to do any of that stuff. all I'm saying, the visual of it would actually be pretty cool to give Nia Jax some heat going into their title match, which I know she will lose, but I just think that would be cool, just for me.
I think here's a problem with that though.
Mhm.
You kind of risk ruining Tiffany Stratton's momentum. Trish, I could say Trish could eat the pin because you know what? No, that's my chair.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Trish Stratus could eat the pin. She definitely could eat the pin just to enhance the talent for the heels.
Mhm.
Do I see it happening? Just by the way they've been treating legends as of lately? Probably not. I don't think they're gonna do it. And even then, putting a loss on Tiffany Stratton, whether she ate the pin or not, just that loss alone, it's like I don't think a lot of people would see that as making sense. Like Tiffany Stratton's right now riding the hottest wave of her career, and she's not doing a bad job as champ. Why would you book her to lose? Like, nah, it would make no sense. To me, it doesn't make sense. I could be wrong,
That's
and
fair.
this is just an opinion.
I respect it.
But I don't see
I
her.
respect your opinion. I don't respect you.
I never respected you, so we're good on that. We're even.
No, we're not. I'm odd.
That's your problem. You take that up with God.
We talk all the time. When's the last time you spoke? We could do this all day, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Peter Frank. I lost my train of thought.
I mean, I'm not. Oh, I'm sorry. It's all time is kicking in. I forgot that you're older than us. I'm sorry, and it's past his bedtime. I know he hates me so much. But no, all seriousness, I think you make valid points about like why you couldn't see that being a thing, and I honestly, all seriousness, I get what you're saying from it. I just think it would be cool for Nia to get some of them because I feel like her run as women's champion wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, and I just want the best for Nia. That's all. And same thing with Tiffany. Tiffany is now; she's the future, and also to point this out, I want to thank Jeffrey in the chat here. He says, plus Trish losing on her 25th year career.
Yeah, I forgot they're celebrating her career.
Celebrating her career. So that's a fair point. I mean, I'm just saying visually, it would be cool to just give Nia some momentum, just for me personally. But I am, if you're saying what is my decision, the baby faces go over. So let's talk about this real quick here. We have this. Rock wants Cody's soul.
I'm not sure what Kung Lao was doing over here or what Shang Tsung was trying to do with Cody Rhodes, but leave. Like, don't get me wrong. When The Rock shows up, I love watching The Rock because he's always saying something to the audience that's hilarious. He always wants to smack herpes off everybody's lips for whatever reason. I didn't know you could even do that, but shout out to the great one for it. But am I the only one who thought that segment was a little awkward?
Long? It was long.
Awkward.
I wish Miss Soy was still in the chat here because she hit me up last week when this was going, and when Rock got to the ramp, she said 10 minutes. And I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
And then when he got to and after a while, I think after the pro. Now I don't know if it was actually 30 minutes. I want to say it was 20 plus minutes. I don't have an exact time on it, but that promo went longer than it was because like Rock said pretty much he said all this stuff just to say I want your soul, and that took a long time from just to say I want your soul.
That man made more turns in the Big Show in that damn promo. Like, you were a face, a heel, a face, a heel. Like, make up your goddamn mind. You were worse than the Big Show in that promo. You're singing with the audience.
Listen, I think you're missing what the Rock is.
Hold on,
you're missing the picture. You're completely missing the picture as usual. So when you're the final boss.
Oh my god.
When you're the final boss, right?
Bottom of the barrel.
Just think about your boss right now, right? Good side, bad side. Good side, bad side. We don't know what role we're playing. I might come in your store and you might get good Justin. I might come in your store and you're like, I can't wait for Justin to leave. So you don't know what happens when the final boss shows up. So what I would say is this. The promo, was it long? Sure. What Cody should do is follow The Rock, turn heel, and do what's best for business.
So you're taking the floor here, and this is actually interesting because, like, I don't think that's happening. But so you're booking it. You're having Cody turn heel.
So we're gonna fast forward, and we're gonna fast forward a few minutes, right? About the Elimination Chamber.
Sure.
So I'm gonna give you a spoiler. I think CM Punk's gonna win, probably, right? So say CM Punk's gonna win.
I concur.
Is he a face? We want to see two faces. Who's the heel right now? Gunther, like, you know, what he's doing right now, Raw is good, but what WWE right now is missing a Triple H. Some more people can't stand. A heel. A solid
No,
heel.
they have that. They have that.
Who?
They have that.
Who?
Either Dominic Mysterio or Logan Paul.
I think once again you missed the point. So, back to like a main character, like a main superstar here, not a mid-tier person, not a diva, not a cruiserweight, not a speed champion. No, we want
Stop!
Logan Paul, champion, and nobody can stand. He generates is crazy. Like
so, okay, so I'm equivalent.
Logan Paul is not a Triple H level heel. Period.
Thank you.
He's beyond that.
He was not a Stone Cold level heel. He's not a Kurt Angle level heel.
Wait, hold on. You said beyond that? You wild.
He's beyond that. I can bro. Let me tell you something. When these guys were heels, when they so listen. Just like look outside the box. I know you guys are trapped in your own little warped little bubble, but hop out the bubble for a second and see the bigger picture. JD King is always talking about bigger picture. Let's look at the bigger picture. Triple H, Rock, Kurt Angle, any other heel you can name from the Attitude Era. One big difference between them and Logan Paul right now is when they came out to speak, even though you heard boos, I can still hear them. I can hear their promo being talked. Logan Paul and Dominic Mysterio, they're just drowned out by boos. I don't know what the hell they're saying.
Hey, Baptiste, can I help you? What year are we currently in? What year are we currently in right now? I'm just curious.
I don't know. You tell me because you seem to be living in the Attitude Era.
Yeah, I will tell you. Actually, I will tell you. We're at 2025. When 20 years ago, we didn't have the technology to drown things out. We could elevate the sound. You remember that Raw you're watching and how much K on Netflix?
Now, I'll be fair. Hold
on. I'm gonna finish my point real quick, but I'm gonna give it back to you real quick.
No, go ahead.
What Dominic Mysterio is doing right now is equivalent to Right to Censor. When they came out, boo, yes, nobody wants to see it. So
that's so unfair because bro literally put them as soon as he said I was like, damn it. But no, I wanted to just throw up because
JD made a great point. JD made a great point. He said back then, you have sounds, you can drown out boos and this, that, and the third. You're absolutely right. You can drown out boos. And if they were doing that back then, damn, that sucks. But nowadays, from what I'm seeing, from the product I've watched without being backstage, I don't know. Like Triple H is one of those guys. Like, put it this way: with the heel heat that these guys have, could you ever see him as a babyface?
Who? I'm sorry, who?
I can see Logan Paul's babyface.
Dominic Mysterio could potentially be a babyface.
First of all, Dominic Mysterio was a babyface.
The reason why
he was originally, and he has
the reason why Logan Paul can't be a babyface is because Logan Paul as a person outside of wrestling. Yeah. So now, if you want to sit there and try and equate that, I hear what you're saying, Jean Baptiste. But if we're talking about just wrestling, Logan Paul is not an equal heel to Triple H. If we're talking about wrestling, Logan Paul, if we're talking about the show, the product, I'm not talking about the person outside of the show. I'm not talking about how Logan Paul is banned in Japan and banned in probably another whatchamacallit. I'm not talking about the things that Logan Paul has done outside of the ring that make people don't like him. I'm talking about inside the ring, inside the production, inside the show that is WWF/WWE. Logan Paul is not Triple H.
Father.
Here's my rebuttal to that. And Grand Slam Poobah, you can interject and tell me if I'm wrong, because we've had conversations plenty of times where when I talk of Logan Paul, when we speak of Logan Paul, I never talk about his outside endeavors. I don't care about all that. I always said Logan Paul is actually a great in-ring worker, and he does exactly what he's supposed to do when it comes to either cutting promos or even just social media, like everybody, especially your final boss, is doing. The heel heat that he generates is insane. no matter what. Like,
But
part of that is
before
because of the
Mark and
person
go, let
who
me ask you a
is
question.
outside of the ring.
And I'm gonna give you a great example real quick, Gene.
What
So
has Logan Paul done
great
inside
example.
of the ring that is Triple H that is Triple H level heel? What has he done inside the ring?
all right, I got you. Triple H had a sledgehammer. Logan Paul has brass knucks or whatever the hell he puts on his hands to
So he's
knock
the first.
people out.
Triple H
But
has
I
brass
think
knucks.
I think the question is saying, what had he done so heelishly that Triple H, like that matches Triple H, like Triple H literally set up Stone Cold getting ran over. He was hitting people with.
Thank you.
He was doing a whole bunch of like. That's what I'm saying. It's not even close, honestly. Like Logan Paul, and I'll give you props. You did say when we would have private conversations, you would mention Logan Paul gets a lot of heel heat, and I agreed to that. And you was talking about the technology. I was just gonna say, Dom, he doesn't get the I'm sorry, what were we trying to say? Like the phone in and whatever. That's like that's legit heat that he gets. But I don't think it compares to the Hill stuff that Triple H did. Triple H has done a lot of nasty things. Like Triple H is a really like if you look at the Triple H character, especially in that early 2000, he was a disgusting human being. Like he was nasty.
On the soul matches.
Here's the difference.
Here's
The difference between the early
retiring people.
2000s and
He
now.
did so
There's a
much
lot of
work to make sure that
there's a
happened.
lot. But here's the thing, though. A lot of things that Triple H did back then, we can't get away with that now. We live in an era where you can't put that on TV, unfortunately. Different eras, different times.
You can't run someone over. Rikishi was ready to run somebody over if Jey Uso didn't win the Royal Rumble.
That's Rikishi's business, and he needs to take that up with Samoa Joe.
Okay, bet. Say that.
Here we go.
Cool. Say no more. You said that you can't get away with the things that Triple H was getting away with back in the day because it's a different era and all that. Cool. Fair enough. Is Logan Paul a better heel than Roman Reigns during his Roman Empire?
Oh, during the Tribal Chief Empire?
Yeah.
No.
I just
How is that possible? The only reason why Logan Paul has getting not only much more of this heel thing is because of the outside endeavors. And I'm gonna give you an example. When Hogan showed his ass back up, he was booed out of the stadium. Because why? He opened up his mouth outside of the ring.
Well, if you ask Terry though, he would sit here and say it's because he was a heel in '96, and those people there was.
But he's delusional. But Terry's delusional.
Absolutely, someone should rip his mustache and throw it.
Who's his publicist? Like, who the hell told him he was allowed to say that? But I can get where you're coming from. It's a lot of outside heel heat. But if you look at a lot of Logan Paul stuff and you look in the comments,
I think he's a great wrestler. I think he's a great wrestler. Like regardless,
they'll say Logan Paul the wrestler is amazing. Logan Paul the human being is a scumbag. Everybody acknowledges the work he does. Right. They just don't like his actual personality outside the ring. But nobody's taking away. Nobody in the comments.
Hold on, guys.
His in-ring work, correct. But as a heel, as an in-ring heel, as a WWE heel. He's not even better. He's not even better than Roman Reigns. He's not. No. So.
I think that's subjective. But I agree with you.
Unpopular opinion.
This is what you said. You didn't want to compare errors. That's what you wanted to do. You didn't want to compare errors.
Unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion. I'm gonna give you an unpopular opinion. Roman Reigns' heel run. No, as a heel, nah.
Okay, we got to the next match because we've extended this, and I love it.
But to my point, Jack, Grand.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I know. I'm Jack.
That's what Cody's going to do. I just think that's what he's going to do. I don't know how we got to this, but I think that's what Cody's going to do.
It's fine. I know that we go into debates and stuff like that. I'm just trying to make this as digestible as possible. That's all I'm trying to do. Gene Baptiste, I do want to get, and you too, as Mark wins, your thoughts about Rock wanting Cody so.
Yeah, Cody's gonna do the same Cody babyface thing. Like I feel like they're treating Cody like the new John Cena. He ain't gonna turn.
All right, fair enough. Mr. Wins.
I have thought. When I saw that.
You have thoughts, and you can tell them.
Yeah. When I saw that segment, I had thoughts. And I was like, at first I was like, all right, whatever. Cody's not turning heel. Like, he's not giving The Rock his soul. But then I thought about it and I was like, but wait a minute. If the thing is, Cody's run is kind of bland, him giving The Rock his soul would be the perfect swerve. It would piss everybody off. It would piss everybody off. But then on another hand, it would kind of sort of be like, Roman Reigns 2.0. But then that would further piss everybody off because, like, oh, well, it's just Roman Reigns because now he's just being heel because nobody likes him. But then, alternatively, I think my problem with Cody not turning heel is that Rock's not going to be there long enough to be that real Vince McMahon presence. Because if Rock could do an actual long-term storyline where he makes Cody Rhodes' life a living hell, then it would be I think that would be worth so much more than Cody doing either whatever he does. But the problem is I just don't believe that Rock's going to be there to do that. I don't think Rock's going to be the next the Vince McMahon to Cody's, and please excuse this analogy, to Cody's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like I said, excuse the analogy, but understand where I'm trying to go with it, where it's like, we want The Rock to be that Vince, and we want Cody to be, that Stone Cold, where it's like he's fighting against the boss, fighting against the man. You know what I mean? Because that's a classic storyline, and it would be cool, and it would that could be the modern, rewrite to that, and I think they could do cool things. I just don't think The Rock's going to be there long term enough for it to be.
Whoever is I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you here, but
No, it's fine.
whoever is Rock's champion is going to be a surrogate for Rock, because Rock's not getting in. I don't think Rock's getting in the ring, so they're going to represent The Rock, and it makes me go into what I believe is going to be the main event here. Just to get to your just to answer, I don't think Cody is turning. So let's get into the main event. We have, I think it's a pretty good Elimination Chamber match here. We got CM Punk, John Cena, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, and Damian Priest. I'm going to take the floor over here real quick, and I agree with one of Rich King's here. I'm on board with you here. I got CM Punk winning. Now, my dark horse pick is John Cena. Now, there's a meme going online if you go on YouTube and Nintendo and all that stuff. But there's a meme, and it's called Luigi Wins by Doing Nothing. And I would love that for John Cena, where he does nothing and he just, I guess, falls on someone and he wins. I feel like it's setting up a match with John Cena and Logan Paul, although I would prefer to see Logan Paul and AJ Styles. I think that would just be a fantastic match. But some would say, what's the word I'm looking for? Phenomenal. There we go. Gene Baptiste spoke up. He was like, yeah, it's phenomenal. Good job. But I think Punk goes over. I think Punk, in January, I'm sorry, I almost said July, but in January, he confronted Cody Rhodes, and he was like, yeah, I'm going for the championship. I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. And Cody's like, everyone was chasing CM Punk, but I'm not chasing you. You're chasing me. And I think the story is there, too, with CM Punk. He's never got that opportunity to main event WrestleMania, and I feel like we're going to get that. And so we talked about this on the podcast, the Big Pop Theory podcast. We were on episode 91. We're doing episode 92 this weekend. I'm sorry, hiccups. Oh, okay, that was a door. I didn't know what was going on there. But no, you're all good, dude. And I was like, man, I don't see CM Punk being the one representing Rock. I was like, I can't be Cena. I don't think Cena, because he's getting ready to retire this year. I just don't think that makes sense. But there was something about, as time went on, I was like, maybe it is Punk. And there was a catchphrase or a line, that Punk said when he returned. It was the first Monday Night Raw that he was on. And he said, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. And it makes me go like, what if that is the one to represent The Rock and that's his champion? Because I don't think it's Cody. I don't think Cody turns. I think Cody is in that John Cena atmosphere where he's not going to turn. Do you remember that time where everyone wanted John Cena to turn heel? And when John Cena turned heel, it was 2013, and he turned his heel. And I said, this is why people don't like you, John. Exactly why people don't like you. But I got CM Punk going over in this. I think CM Punk wins. I think Drew and Damian do cancel each other out. It looked like I hear a lot of people talking about that's probably a potential match at WrestleMania. It's not something I'm interested in personally, but that we got Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins is going to be having something with Roman Reigns. Who else we got in here? So those three. Logan, I think John might cancel each other out. So I got Punk. I'm going to go with CM Punk. I should wear a CM Punk shirt, but I'm wearing the Sonic the Hedgehog shirt. Shout out to Sonic the Hedgehog. But Jean Baptiste, do you want to take the floor here, sir? Sir? Oh, he might have stepped away. We'll give Jean Baptiste a little bit of time. But Mark Wins, do you want to take the floor here, sir?
I'll take the floor real quick. I wish Jean Baptiste was here because I would say, well, if Logan Paul gets as much heat as he claims he does, then I'm gonna say Logan Paul wins. Because what the hell was that about? Like,
you know what's so funny? If I could just, I'm sorry. I love like pointing out because we did a lot of wrestling parties together. And I remember Jean Baptiste said he watched a certain show, and Rich Kings would never live it down over Raw. But go ahead. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to say that because I just thought it was funny.
Yeah. The thing is this: I kind of sort of do want Logan Paul to win, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense for Logan Paul to be in the main event. Nah,
right?
Not a WrestleMania. Like maybe a different pay-per-view that's not the Big Four, not WrestleMania. Because technically, well, we don't know it's the main event, but the men's elimination chamber is usually the main event, and I don't know that the women's elimination chamber has enough hype to
star power,
right, to be the main event. Because I think there have been a couple of women's matches that did main event certain shows. So
yeah.
No,
for sure.
I don't think that is. So technically, Logan Paul, you know what I'm saying? He like I said, he's definitely good. He's just not whatever. I'm not getting back into that. I hear the CM Punk things. I hear them, and I guess it just seems like the logical play. But at the same time, I'm gonna go with CM Punk. But there are caveats, right?
Please.
Because like I feel like everybody thought CM Punk was gonna win the Rumble, and that just did not happen. Which, hey, whatever, right? So I'm wondering if he might just not win this either. I don't know, but I'm gonna go with CM Punk because it does feel like the most logical answer. I don't see any other way unless Cody doesn't take the Rock's deal, sells his soul, becomes the Rock's champion, and all of that fun stuff. Because if that happens, then the floodgates are open. I think not anybody, but almost anybody can win that match. So anybody except Logan Paul, because Logan Paul apparently is already a heel with millions and millions
and millions
of people that hate him. So there's that. But
I'm sorry. I just want to throw out Melo just won a match with Braun. I mean, he used disqualifications to go over, but shout out to Carmelo Hayes because that's the future. That's the future. Rich Kings, we're going to give you the floor in a minute, Jean Baptiste, but I'm going to give the floor to Rich Kings. Who do you got winning in this Elimination Chamber? And Jean Baptiste take the floor after Rich Kings, sir.
Yeah, I'm almost agreeing with wins over there. So my thing is this: I think Cody Rhodes takes it. If Cody Rhodes does take it, I think John Cena wins. So hear me out here. So
sure.
Cody takes it, John Cena wins, John Cena loses WrestleMania, end of story. But let's say Cody does not take it. I can still see an avenue where John Cena does win, and we won't get who takes the Rock's soul offer. We find out on Raw when the Rock makes him, and it's gonna be CM Punk, and the Rock just makes it a triple threat match for WrestleMania. So we could potentially see a triple threat match. I could see something like that happening, where John Cena wins on the Elimination Chamber, goes on to WrestleMania, has this little story about thing with Cody Rhodes, and here comes the Rock, making final balls moves, and makes a triple threat match. Almost like how they did back in the day at WrestleMania 2000, where it was a McMahon in every corner, right? So I could see something like that happening. But like those are the two other options. But I honestly firmly believe CM Punk wins this match. I just don't see how you came back to do what. you came back to headline WrestleMania, win the belt, and keep it moving. So, there's a lot of things you guys said that I kind of agree with, but my final answer would be CM Punk winning. But somehow, some way, if Cody does not take the Rock's offer, it will be CM Punk.
Jean Baptiste, please take the floor. Who you got winning in the men's Elimination Chamber? I'm sorry.
Cena.
Wow. Okay.
I see Cena winning. The only reason why I say CM Punk don't win is because I don't expect Mark to know because he's a casual. No disrespect to him, of course, but we are forgetting one major detail. There's still that favor from Paul Heyman. So even if CM Punk loses, he could always cash in that favor and go to WrestleMania and still headline it for the championship belt. Now, when it comes to The Rock in play, this is where things are going to get a lot more interesting because we got to remember Paul Heyman is always going to follow who he feels is going to keep him in line with power. You know what I'm saying? So you figure Punk loses, Cena's going to WrestleMania. Punk calls in a favor from Paul Heyman, and if Cody Rhodes decides not to take the offer, we might see The Rock side with CM Punk and CM Punk take the title of WrestleMania. It's just building for a great story. So there's a huge possibility I see Cena winning and Punk cashing in that favor with Paul Heyman to get to WrestleMania. And the silence is crazy.
I was just giving you the floor, my guy. Like I was just like
the silence is deafening.
Oh my god, I'm laughing because like this is. I was giving you the floor.
Yeah, we're giving you the floor, but like that is I like it. I don't mind. I don't mind those forks in the road. I don't, because you weren't here. I was definitely saying, I wanted Logan to win because apparently he's the most hated man in the history of WWE according to you. So Logan versus Cody is just it writes itself according to you. But well,
I'm not gonna lie. Mark have a right to have a receipt because you sat here and said you're a casual, so I don't expect you to understand. And Mark was like, "I bet."
That's not even it. It was just
no. Let me write my book.
We suing.
So
I see Cena winning it. Cena wins it.
So you got Cena. I got Punk. Rich King's got Punk.
I also have Punk, yes.
And you have Punk. Okay, so we got Jeffrey. Thank you for being in the chat. You're the only one here, but I appreciate you so much. Mark, you didn't say that. Tell me you didn't just say that.
Yes,
That's a Booker T.
Because, like I said, like look, you know why I like Logan Paul and Bad Bunny? They set the standard for celebrities in the ring. Like,
is
I
it
feel
me
like
or
we
are
have
we
it.
frozen?
No, we're good.
No.
Okay.
They set the standard for celebrities in the ring. Like, you
So
can't.
Mark is just twirling in the abyss.
Yeah.
So that is real. Okay, great. So where can you find Mark? Let's fast forward, guys. Where can you find Mark?
Twirling in the abyss is crazy. Lex, what are you doing?
So I mean, that's pretty much the show, and we plan on to go. This was fantastic.
Not here?
No, I can hear you loud and clear. You're good.
Oh,
Ziggy.
You were gone for a hot minute though.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, I mean, that's really the prediction show. We went longer, but I mean, I just think the conversation was pretty much what we would really do if we were all together. He froze from that comment he made, so they're saying you did freeze. But thank you, Jeffrey. Shout out to Jeffrey. He's well, no, not you. You're not even like top 5. You're like, no.
It's okay. I never acknowledge your nonsense anyway, so who cares?
I want you to understand, I love you so much. You make the best shrimp Alfredo. I want everyone to know he once made shrimp Alfredo. It was the best I've ever had. Even when I go to Red Lobster, I said they're not like Jean Baptiste.
What kind of pasta did you use?
Yeah, Jean Baptiste.
It wasn't angel hair. I used fettuccine.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad that he said that because originally he told me he picked it up off the floor. I was like, wow, this guy's a magician.
You were with me when I went grocery shopping.
Do I look like someone who has a plan?
I'm pretty sure grocery stores ain't gonna let you pick up Alpha Fettuccine off the. Yo, what is wrong with this man? I swear I can't stand him. Lord.
And it's the most funniest thing because he's sitting down. But I want to say here and say thank you guys for watching the Big Pop Theory podcast, the prediction show. We plan on being live tomorrow with the same kind of energy that we bring here. I want to thank you, gentlemen, so much. You beautiful black men, so much for joining me. It's a Friday night. It is 10 at night. Jeffrey is laughing with us in the chat. He likes shrimp Alfredo, and I kid you not, he really sincerely. This is a shoot. He made really dope shrimp Alfredo. Fantastic. I always twist his titty, but everyone knows it's a joke. That's probably the worst thing to say out loud. But gentlemen, I want to say thank you guys for joining. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for the Elimination Chamber when it comes to predictions. So I always give you guys the floor when I say, hey, where can guys find you if you want to be found? So I'm going to give you the floor first. Mark Wins, then Rich Kings, and then Jean Baptiste, and then I'll take the floor. So Mark Wins, where can people find you?
You can find me at Legend Number M on YouTube and on Instagram. Not ready yet, but soon. By the
Can I get some
beginning
rubber?
/ middle of March, I'm gonna have content up for real this time.
Is that your picture? Yeah.
What's going on over there?
It's one of them. But it was modified.
I don't know what's going on, but I love that for him. Shout out to Jean Baptiste. Because I'm just saying, we saw it, so we love that for you. But Rich Kings, and don't you dare say you can't find me nowhere. Don't you dare. Where can people find you, Rich Kings? Because you are right. Because like he's John Cena. Like yeah, Rich Cena, real thugonomics.
The Golden Shovel. Yeah. So you know what? You can find me here on this lovely podcast and this lovely show.
And you know what? I love that we get a chance to do this. We have a lot of debate sometime when we talk about wrestling. You ask really good, heavy-hitting questions. That's why Jean Baptiste was sitting here. Right now, Jean Baptiste is sitting here looking through his Big Pop contract, trying to figure out how he can say, this don't work for me, brother.
I can always just hit people with the kaleidoscope dream, But, that's...
Well, I saw this funny clip on. I'm gonna send it to you guys. But I saw this funny clip on Instagram, and there's a guy who really picks a fight with Hogan. He said, "Shut up, Hulk Hogan," before I can see him Punk to punch you in your shit. And then he said, "Hulk Hogan, shut up, Hulk Hogan. No one listens to you. Shut up before I rip your mustache and throw it off." It's the greatest. It is the most funniest thing in the world. Like now, I just want to see someone rip him.
Send me the link.
I will send you the link because, like, if someone. Jean Baptiste, you have a beard. Could you imagine if someone ripped your beard off? How would you feel? Because
that's a death warrant. You signed your death warrant.
I'm gonna say, Jean Baptiste. I have no respect. I think you have a great beard, but I think my beard is better.
It is. It is. I listen. I pay homage to those whose beards are better than mine. And literally, even though we both grew them at the same time, yours came out phenomenal. Very proud of that beard.
I'm very proud of you, though. I'm very proud of you.
Like, I appreciate that. I won't say this often, but the Grand Slam Poobah has one of the greatest beards of all time. I kind of want to, get like his, because mine is not at that level. His is nice, long, firm, full. I got to get to that level. I will get to that level. You are an inspiration to all of us all that's growing beards. So thank you for that.
And this is why we're a great tag team. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to turn on you, but I want you to know. I want you to know I appreciate our friendship.
I expect the turn. If you don't turn, there's no love there.
Well, in the 2K25, and there's some great things there. You can have intergender matches. Women bleed in there. And I want you to know you're going to be feuding with one of the girls from Sex and the City.
Which one?
The blonde one.
Shit. I'm losing, ain't I?
Yes. Well, actually, I wanted you to feud with the Golden Girls. But, like, I said that wasn't fair because you would immediately lose. But, like, I'm thinking about, like, having you go against What was the guy? What was Tyrese characters from Fast and Furious?
Roman?
Oh,
No.
Roman Pierce?
No. There's only one Roman I acknowledge. Absolutely not. I'll call him Pierce. Pierce.
That's his name, Roman. They don't even call him Pierce. They call him Roman. I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the one who ate peanuts?
Oh, Hans.
Yeah, I want that. I want Hans. I want Hans to beat you. What was Hans' girlfriend's name?
I don't remember. She died too soon.
I heard she came back.
She did. Everybody comes back. They got the Dragon Balls in that. No, seriously.
Wait. When did Fast become the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Well, Jeffrey knows these characters. Shout out to Jeffrey. What was Hans' girlfriend's name, if you remember? Please help us out here, please.
I don't remember. Wonder Woman. I don't know.
When did Fast become a Marvel comic? Like what? So you can just die and...
I mean, at the end of number 5. So remember, at the end of 4, Letty died,
mm-hmm.
and then
she came back.
Right, and then at the end of 5, oh, you're not gonna believe this. You were there, I know you've seen the movie. You're not gonna believe this. And then there's Letty, and boom, Marvel Cinematic Universe. Nobody dies.
Either way, I'm just saying, Jean-Baptiste, you're putting people over in 2K25, and I think one Jeffrey, who's been in the chat and he's been loyal, I think we should give the people what they want.
Giselle, yes, Jeffrey. Thank you.
Was it who?
Giselle is her name.
Oh, okay. Well, my point is, Jean-Baptiste, like, we'll be a team, but I do want you to lose a lot. So I have the creative book. Sorry. But I do want people to... No, you'll never be a jobber. You're a winner in my heart.
But in the ring, I'm a jobber.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Thank you. But you can follow me. I want to thank these gentlemen. But you can follow me on... Rich Kings is so annoyed. You can follow me on Unpopular Review. I do the NXT review show. I'm doing Invincible. We got, I think, 2 more episodes going. And next week, Daredevil will be coming out. You've been watching Invincible, I see. Have you been watching Invincible?
It's not only that I've been watching it, but I read ahead in the comics. So when I saw the end of the last episode, I looked, I said, oh, they're starting this now.
Yeah,
and I looked and I'm just like, so...
Don't say too much, because Mark want to watch...
I'll tell you right now, somebody's going to die. And they've already prelude to who it's going to be if you watched last season.
Fair enough. I
too much, and he continues.
I didn't. I didn't. They portrayed.
Hold on. Let's wrap. Let me wrap this up real quick. But you can watch me for Invincible. Next week, Daredevil come out, but it comes out on a Tuesday. I can't do Tuesday because I do NXT. That's my prior engagement. So Wednesday we're going to do Daredevil. They have 2 episodes, so we should be reviewing that Wednesday around 7:30ish. I'm going to say. So please check that all out. Follow the Big Pop Theory podcast. Follow it on Instagram, Twitter. I'm going to always say Twitter and TikTok. We have the YouTube. Hopefully we could do some content here, and I want you gentlemen on there. I always say that so much. And we have a Gmail at the Big Pop Theory podcast at gmail.com. So if you have any questions, send it our way, and hopefully we can answer them. But I want to thank you gentlemen so much. You guys are great. I want to thank you guys in the chat for, even if you was here for 5 minutes, I always sit here and say I appreciate that so much, because it's literally a conversation between us. We hit the live button and you get to see what we are like in real life. So with that all said, that is the Big Pop Theory podcast, the prediction show. We'll be back for the review show, and I hope you gentlemen are here with me tomorrow, talking about one Mark, one Jean-Baptiste, and Rich Kings. Rich Kings, real quick, Jeffrey says Rick Shane would be a great wrestling name, but Rich Kings is my manager. Mark Wins is my lawyer. I'm finding a job for you, Jean-Baptiste. I think I clogged my toilet. I feel you, sir. I wouldn't want to deal with that at all either, because it wasn't. Anyway.
He is the referee.
People don't even know what the hell that is. I love that. I love that so much. Like, I love when we make reference, and like, it's literally just us that gets this. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you, gentlemen, and I'll see you guys tomorrow talking about my panel, and we'll see you guys in the chat tomorrow for the big What we're reviewing, the Elimination Chamber. So everyone wave. Everyone wave. Give a good wave. There we go.
Nice.
Thank you, Rich Kinks.